Good afternoon. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Thank you for being here tonight. We've got a very important job ahead of us. I'm Nancy Heaps. I'm the chair of the Police and Fire Commission. We have members Mike Fleischman, Robbie Robran, and Dave Ertmer here also with us tonight. Before we get started, I would like to take a minute to publicly thank Ken. We've gotten his notice that he's going to be retiring. I can't believe it's been 19 years. I was on that commission when we hired him. But Ken, we'd like to thank you very much for not only your leadership to the department, but your involvement in the community, your dedication and commitment to the citizens of this city. You've always been worried about their safety, and you've done a wonderful job. You're leaving with a long list of achievements that you should be very proud of. And so tonight, on behalf of the whole commission, we wish you a healthy, happy, long retirement. Alrighty, the first order of business is to approve the minutes from our November 9th meeting last week. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion approved. Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Minutes approved. So now, our one and only agenda tonight is to get public opinion, and I will read to you the announcement that we did make last week. I announced that the Police and Fire Commission is having a meeting on Tuesday, November 16th at 4:30 in the City of West Bend Council Chambers. The Police and Fire Commission will have an agenda item to allow for public comments on the qualities and characteristics for the next Chief of Police. The Police and Fire Commission will be limiting the time that people can speak. The Police and Fire Commission will also accept written comments from the public and where written correspondence should be sent. So we have, if you came in tonight, you registered that you could speak, because we don't have a great number of people. Keep it under 5 minutes, I guess, and keep it relevant to those qualities and traits that you think the commission should be considering when replacing this position. You know that we have decided to do an internal search, and we're going to be starting there. So we'll call you up in the order that you signed in. And I think that should be it. We'd like you to come up to the podium. The first person is Martin Schulteis. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, lady and gentlemen of the Public Safety, or Public Police and Fire Commission, rather. Under full disclosure, I should say that I am neither a citizen of the City of West Bend nor a business owner, but I do have a vested interest in the process that you guys are going through right now for selecting your next police chief from the City of West Bend. And I have to admit, I did not know that you were first off starting with an internal search, and I'll get into why I think that's important in just a minute here. So my name is Marty Schulteis. If you don't know me, I'm your elected sheriff of Washington County. And I thought maybe it'd be kind of a unique insight for me to give you a perspective from another county law enforcement executive into what the qualities and the traits of a good police chief would be. So the sheriff's office, as you know, we wear brown. The police department wears blue. My staff wears a star. The police department wears a shield. But we really serve one public safety mission. It's a common goal. And it doesn't matter, our mission statements, there might be a little different verbiage, but every law enforcement executive wants the absolute best public safety that they can provide for their community in a fiscally responsible manner that builds community trust and preserves the constitutional guarantees of the public that we serve. So the West Bend Police Department and the Sheriff's Office are the two largest law enforcement agencies in Washington County. I don't exactly know your department budget, but our police patrol operations are probably very, very similar size and similar budget. And at the risk, I say the largest, but at the risk of contradicting myself, that does not mean that we are large. Every law enforcement agency relies on the partnerships with other law enforcement agencies to fulfill the mission that I just referred to. And those partnerships, it can be based on a short-term call for mutual assistance where personnel just are needed from a different agency. It can be a tactical call-out where one tactical team is simply is taxed and needs other capabilities. It could be a case where a law enforcement agency needs an independent investigation to come in and to preserve transparency and public trust. And in the case with West Bend specifically, the collaboration that we have with the multi-jurisdictional drug unit, where we target the individuals that bring dangerous drugs into our community. All of those things require partnerships, and it's a luxury that we have in Washington County throughout all the public safety agencies that we have those partnerships. So I want to keep it short, but I want the public safety, or police and fire commission, sorry, I'm referring to the county here. I want the police and fire commission to know that whenever I have called either the chief or the operations command staff for help, that unilaterally the response is always, what do you need? What can we do to help? How much more can we do for you? And we always try to be very careful about overusing that. And I hope that the staff at West Bend Police Department knows that it's a two-way street, that I will do whatever is in my power to help municipal police departments in their time of need. So the message for the Police and Fire Commission for me is really relatively short and simple, is that whomever that this board appoints, and I'm glad to hear it's an internal posting, I would request that the individual, he or she, whoever is appointed, that they understand the importance of those partnerships that we have in place and we've worked so hard to maintain and embrace as much as the current chief of police does, and he's obviously on his way out, and as much as the command staff for operations currently knows. To me, whether it's brown or blue, I desire to have the best public safety that we can provide for both the city of West Bend residents and the county residents. As I said, that can really only be done through those partnerships that the current administration clearly embraces. So thank you very much.
Super. Thank you. I'm going to goof this name up. Mike Jentz.
Perfect.
Okay. Sorry.
Good afternoon. My name is Mike Yench, and I'm with the City of West Bend Park Recreation and Forestry Department. Thanks again for allowing us to offer our ideas this evening. I think it's really kind of a cool idea, and give the public and maybe some of us folks an opportunity to offer up some ideas. So I'm going to be kind of brief here. I can say every month we have a department head meeting here in the City of West Bend. Every month, about 14 of us get together, and we sit down for about an hour, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, to discuss the future and how we are going to lead this community. Topics could be COVID-19, it could be July 4th Independence Day celebrations, it could be 7th Avenue Road construction. There's many, many different topics that are out there. During these discussions, I always look forward to the discussions because it's our leadership team, and we are doing that, we are working as a team. We don't always agree on everything. We sometimes have kind of heated discussions and things like that, and I think that's healthy. I think it really is, because my ideas might be different than someone else's and things like that. But at the end of the day, at the end of the meeting, generally speaking, when that door opens up, we all walk out as one leadership team, and I want that to continue. And I don't use the word leadership or team as a cliche. I like to live by those on a daily basis. Our staff members in Park Rec Forestry walk around the city of West Bend, it says Team PRF in the back of their shirts. We believe that. We don't just say it as a cliche. It's not a billboard, it's something we believe in. We work with many different groups throughout the community, and I do believe in teamwork and leadership. Good examples of working with our police department, and recent examples, COVID-19, and our leadership team here in West Bend. COVID-19, I couldn't even tell you how many different meetings and discussions and emails we had to try and figure out what direction and what type of leadership we're going to provide this community. Not only leadership with our staff, but also leadership throughout the entire community. As we all know, those are very, very uncertain times. Something I've obviously never gone through, most of us never have. But working with the police department, working with our chief, things like that, making decisions and working as part of that leadership team, I think is important. I mean, COVID-19, obviously, a huge example, and it went on for more than a week, it went on for more than a year. Another example of working together as a team and needing leadership to lead our community, Earlier this year, I'll say we had a little bomb scare situation in Regner Park. Someone decided to put some plastic pipes in the middle of Regner Park on a Thursday night, first night of a music event. We also had a music event going on downtown. When something like that happens, we need leadership. We need immediate leadership. We need to work as a team. It wasn't the police department standing there on their own. Obviously, fire department was called in, Washington County Sheriff's Department. Our staff was called in, Public Works was called in. It was a great opportunity to see multiple departments working as a team. I can go back to COVID-19 Independence Day celebration. Should we have anything? Should we have a parade? Should we have fireworks and all that? That's just a firework example or a community celebration. But again, all of us working as a team. The new chief needs to be obviously part of our internal team and help provide leadership for the city of West Bend. Not only just leadership for the people in the blue uniforms, but leadership for all of us. And again, I'm looking at just Park Rec and Forestry. 1/8 of West Bend is park and open space property. We need to work close with our chief and our police department on managing that, providing our residents with a safe environment. We need to do that. So again, the new chief needs to lead his department, obviously. To me, that's very obvious. But he needs to be an internal leadership for all of us and support all of us and work as a team member. So again, thank you very much for your time this evening. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks much. And next is Jay Shambo.
Thanks, members of the Police and Fire Commission, for allowing this opportunity tonight in open session to have a conversation about the next police chief and the qualities that individuals would seek out in that next chief. I'll start by echoing Nancy's comments regarding Chief Moiler. I have had the opportunity as city administrator work closely with current Chief Moiler for 5 years, and only a quarter of the time that he's been in here in West Bend and a fraction of the time he's been in policing, but I learned a ton from Chief and really appreciate the 5 years that I had an opportunity to work with him. I look forward to that same level of respect, professionalism in the next chief. So I think first and foremost for me, I'm in a unique role. You guys know this, but most of our public do not, regarding how the chief has a unique position within our organizational structure. He reports at some level to the mayor and to the Police and Fire Commission and not to the city administrator. That can be confusing at times. It can be problematic at times, and I can assure you that during the 5 years that I've been here, it has not been at that at all. And my preference in the next chief is that continued relationship takes place. Following Mike Jensch speaking about department head meetings, Chief Moiler has been included as a department head in our meetings and treated as such. He's treated department heads with respect. He's treated me with respect, and made that what can be confusing and sometimes even controversial, problematic, any bad word or concerning word, adjective there, as far as a relationship is concerned, it hasn't been there. And so my desire, my wish for your process in finding the next chief is that you find somebody with similar qualities that Chief Moiler had. One that is quality that is a police expert and respected professional within the policing ranks, not only internally but externally. Hearing Sheriff Schulteis say great things about the relationship between the city and the county is nothing but awesome for me to hear, and really positive, absolutely expected, but I'm glad to hear it reaffirmed tonight. I think the next chief up should have those kind of qualities that are respected within the county as a whole, with neighboring municipalities, and the willingness to share, and within our own department, so that the current police officers have respect for our incoming chief, somebody that has leadership qualities that is important, and somebody that's collaborative and present in the community. Our current chief is absolutely that, and probably one of the things that he has taught me, and something that I hope continues in the next chief, is that the chief is visible and present and active in our community. And to me, community means the city of West Bend proper, the extended county as a whole, community groups, nonprofits, active and encouraging his employees, especially leadership within the police department, to be active in nonprofits, and the business community. Chief Moiler helped lead us through COVID-19 and was an active participant with our business community, owners, business employees during a really complicated time. And I would anticipate that the next chief up would share those qualities. One that is an individual that is willing to be a collaborative, present, active member of our community and viewed in a very respectful way. I don't know that there's much more to say than that. Maybe I'll touch on the school district, because we do work so closely with the school district. Our city organization and the school district of West Bend enjoys a really positive relationship, one that we're always me personally attempting to grow and foster, and one that our current chief has worked really hard at fostering a positive relationship with. You know, we have school officers in the schools, and the school district helps fund those officers. It's important that we are present and active and positive. So somebody that's pro-school is important to me too, willingness to work with our school system. Certainly not somebody that would be, negative regarding another neighboring municipality or overlapping municipality like the school district and the county and other municipalities. We need somebody that's going to be a positive, collaborative individual. And that's it. I applaud you for doing this. I thank you for the opportunity, and I really, really look forward to working with the next chief of police in West Bend. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Chief Kudek?
Good evening. If the uniform didn't give it away, I'm Chief Kudek. I get the honor of being the fire chief for the city of West Bend. First of all, I'd like to thank Chief Moiler for not only his service here, but for his entire career in the police service. Thank you very much. Especially the last 10 years, he's been a friend to me. He's been a mentor to me since I became the fire chief, so I just wanted to thank him for that. I also want to commend the Police and Fire Commission for taking the steps to look internally first. There hasn't been one opportunity that I've had to work with the command staff of Chief Moiler's where I wasn't treated with respect or treated with the cooperation that I think the city deserves and the city needed in time of crisis or anything like that. So I want to commend his command staff, and when you look at those command staff that are applying for the position, those are highly qualified individuals, and you'll do well with choosing one of those. As far as what I think is needed for skill sets, somebody that's compassionate, I think somebody that's intelligent. And when you look for those skills, I think degrees are important. I think academies are important, going to those places like that. I think those are key in learning, because in the police, and I am by no means an expert in the police and probably know the least amount about it, but there's a fine line between being firm and yet compassionate, and I think that Chief Moiler has instilled in his command staff those qualities, and I think, again, that by choosing somebody internally, you've done a great job to go that direction, and I'm sure you'll be happy with the candidates that you get. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last person tonight, I think it's Jason Lumens. Jason, hi.
I'm going to opt for written submission.
You'd like to submit something in writing?
Written statement.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Well, thank you to all of you. We really didn't, one more comment? Yes. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Max Marichal, and I'm the city engineer. And I worked with Chief Moiler in very close collaboration. I agree with everything that everybody before me said, especially Chief Kudek about the compassion part and the intelligence. I think Chief Moiler demonstrated that several times, and I've seen it through his staff as well. We had, I had a couple personal experiences last year and not too long ago this year that were quite difficult for me. And so you're looking for the qualities. I would say those two qualities are important. They were important to me at the time these incidents happened. And I would be looking forward to the new chief having those qualities as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, thank you for everyone that's here. We didn't know if we were going to have 5 people or 50 people tonight, so we appreciate that you've kept it very quick, and I'm very happy that you've come out tonight. This was the wish of the commission to, and also from Chief Moiler, that we get the input from other people in the community, and we were glad that we gave everyone this opportunity. Our next step, the application deadline from our internal candidates is November 26th, the day after Thanksgiving at noon. At that time, we've already scheduled a meeting for November 30th, which is the next week, to review those applications. And at that time, the commission makes, the only thing we do that night is to make a decision as whether or not who we are going to interview. We'll keep everybody posted as quickly as we can. Ken's given us until January 7th, so we're not going to rush into this. This is a very, very important decision. And so we thank all of you for being here tonight. And for that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Second, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Thank you very much again for coming out tonight.